But now that you've done the business and made that uranium-nitrogen bond that you wanted, can't you come up with some clever way to get rid of all the shrubbery and leave just the uranium and nitrogen? Then you've just done it pure.
No, it's just too reactive. And well, one of the major reasons we wanted to make this compound is because we want to study and understand that uranium-nitrogen linkage and understand why it's so reactive, which means you have to understand the bonding. So we have to make this molecule first so we can study it, and then we can think about using derivatives which aren't as encumbered, and you might be able to do, well, we can do a lot of chemistry with this, we think, but yeah, we'd love to make much simpler versions, but there's a good reason that it's been so hard to make this linkage, and that's because you do need a massive group like this around it just to stop it reacting with neighbouring atoms.
The question everyone is going to ask is, if you had to do all of this just to make that little thing there, surely this is pointless. This is just an academic exercise.
No, it isn't an academic exercise, because if you can understand how uranium binds to nitrogen and which types of electrons are involved in the bonding, it tells us about how uranium bonds to other elements. And the reason that's important is if you want to do nuclear cleanup and extract very small quantities of very highly radioactive elements from other more benign elements, which you could even recycle, you have to ask yourself, how would you do that separation? And the way you would do the separation is exploiting the fact that uranium bonds differently to these other benign elements, which are all mixed up in nuclear waste. So if you can understand how the uranium binds, you can select a particular reagent which will specifically remove it based on the nature of the bonding. So it's by understanding compounds like this that you might be able to crack these much bigger problems that we've already got.
Weren't you only able to do this because you already understood how the uranium worked? It's almost like you wouldn't have even dreamt up this whole thing if you didn't already have a good understanding of what the uranium would do. So what have you learnt? It's almost like you did this because you already knew. What did you learn? What was unexpected about this?
Well, there's a difference between understanding generally how things work, but really understanding in detail what's going on. So, and that's the key point when it comes to extraction. You might have a vague idea that uranium might bond to some kind of reagent that would pull it out of solution, but what you wouldn't be able to know is whether it would be selective for it. So it's by understanding the bonding in these systems that you could tailor in, because the devil's in the detail.